Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it, guys. So we are testing out a very interesting thing in the R-73, the actual flight model of it. We are actually trying to do 180-degree shots, as you're going to see right here. This wasn't, I mean, kinda is right. I mean, look at this. Oh my god, look at that shot. The flight model of this missile is, to say the least, very, very weird right now, and you will see why. You can do some weird shots that you, I mean, it doesn't, I never saw these shots being possible in DCS, for example, but at the same time it is worse in some situations against DCS as well. So I don't know, man. Look at him. This is my friend actually testing it out, and as you see, the missile just goes nuts, you know. It just goes completely in a spin, and it just loses completely its energy. When you are very slow, this is a common thing in this missile, and it clearly shows that the code is not ready. But as you see over here, 180-degree shots being able to be done. I never knew that the R-73 could be used in like this. I mean, yes, technically it is possible, and technically the R-73M would be the first one that could be able to do that without having a proper lock on the target. This one you would need to still maintain the lock, so the FOV of the missile still needs to look at the target. But in theory it is possible. Of course it loses a lot of energy, and of course it's not a viable tactic. It's just a fun way to actually test the missile. Look at that thrust vectoring, man. The missile just goes, my god. And when it loses the FOV, if the target is off the FOV, it is just going to self-explode, obviously, right? It doesn't have INS, it doesn't have anything like that. As I said, the R-73M would be the one that fixes this quote-unquote problem, right? So yeah, look at that. Like, look at the turn. Like, look, I mean, I have no words. It's such a good missile. But you will see, like I said, sometimes the missile doing very weird stuff. Like, very, very weird stuff. And one of the reasons is, yeah, look at this. This is the thing that I wanted to talk about. The missile went completely on a spin. And this is not meant to be happening. This is happening due to a bug, basically. Or not really a bug. It's more of an incomplete flight model that the missile has. And there's something to do with AOAs. Basically, the missile needs to have another AOA indicator or something like that to not be able to just lose its control. It's something along those lines. They are working on it, and as I said, I always thought that it was a good idea to actually add in the Su-25 these missiles just for the sake of testing, just to make sure that the R-73 is actually properly added before adding these more advanced missiles for fighters, right? It will help them actually develop better missiles, because I'm pretty sure that all the missiles in the future that have this type of technology, like thrust vectoring, together with the way the R-73 works, will have these problems of spinning and stuff, and just wobbling a lot at the end of the burn and stuff, like it is happening right here, if they don't fix it. So adding the R-73 not only in the Su-25 not only will help them actually properly implement it to the MiGs and stuff, but also it will help them implement something like an AIM-9X, for example, in the future, or any thrust vectoring missile, advanced missile like this. So it is a good thing, actually, even though, yes, it is quite OP, the missile, but as you see right now, it is not ready. So you have that going for you to try to avoid it. And it's not a very hard missile to avoid it in a general sense, right? Only when you are in an F-14, it is basically just shoot and you're dead most of the time, depending on the situation, right? So yeah, but yeah, guys, it is a very weird situation that you can do. As you see, 180-degree shots. Here we were trying to do a simultaneous kill or something, but sometimes his missile just wouldn't have the range, or sometimes my missile would just basically you know, lose the lock. So for example here, his missile didn't have the energy, and my missile basically just lost the FOV. If he goes to the gimbal limit of the FOV, it will basically just self-destruct. So it is not a viable tactic, but it is a very fun way to just test these missiles and put them to the real limit. You know, look at this turn, man. It's such a good missile. It really is. It's quite funny even how much these missiles turn. Look at that. Look at that. And then it starts to lose and then just loses it. So sometimes it's just, it doesn't have any type of stability with the AOA. It just goes too much and then, oh my god, what's happening? And then flips and the missile just goes kaput, right? So yeah, it happens to his missile, and mine went for it, but it doesn't have the range. You know, the missile will lose a lot of energy when it's trying to hit the target. And remember, the more we go into the future, the more these missiles will be able to do this type of thing. Even the R-77, for example, or the R-77-1, I cannot remember if the original one could already do this, but in the Su-34 and some other prototypes like the Su-27M, and of course later production like the Su-35 and stuff, they added a radar on the rear of the aircraft that some sources claim that you could basically lock a target and tell the missile to try to go there. With R-77s, with R-73s. So yeah, as you see, the missile didn't have the energy. So it is very cool to see this, but as you see, the missile is not ready yet by far. So hopefully they fix it and test it more so that we can have these more advanced missiles in the future. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe and bye.